Mason. Have you gotten the hang of living on your own? I hope you didn't burn the place down while I was away.
Hey, Madeline. It's been a whole 2 months since you took maternity leave, right? How is it staying with your parents again? If I hadn't gotten used to living here alone by now, we'd have problems.
So does that mean that you're cooking and stuff too? I'm starting to think you burning the place down is an actual possibility.
Of course I cook. I don't have a choice. Thanks to that, I've actually gotten pretty decent at it too. You don't have to worry about me burning the place down. Not yet, at least.
Wow, really? That's awesome. Up until just a little while ago, you couldn't even make a bowl of cereal for yourself. It's almost hard to believe. Remember when you tried to make pancakes? They were completely black.
Aha, very funny. When you get back, I'll show you all the stuff I learned to make. I think you'll be quite impressed. Anyways, how's Malia been? Is she good?
Yeah, she's doing great. Her crying keeps me up at night, as always. Last night I was able to finally get some sleep until she screamed her head off and I practically jumped out of bed.
Oh, that sounds rough. I know you must be super tired, but that just means that Malia is healthy as she can be. At least that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's true. Her weight is still a lot lighter than she should be, but there's nothing physically wrong with her, and she's doing good.
I really want to go and see her now. I'll stop by and see how she's doing this weekend. Tell her I'll be coming to see her, so hang on tight and wait for me.
She doesn't understand any words. She won't know what I'm saying. By the way, didn't you come down here last weekend? And is everything okay with work?
I'm always busy with work during the week, so I should be able to do whatever I want on the weekends, don't you think? Everything's fine. The only thing I ever look forward to on the weekends is going to see Malia. I'm not a fan of how you asked me that, by the way.
I just asked because my parents' house is like a 2 to 3 hour drive for you. I was just worried about how tired you might get. I appreciate you working so hard every week.
I'm doing this just so I can come and see my cute little daughter. Nothing wrong with that, is there?
No, you're right. I'll see you this weekend. Stay safe on your way down, okay? We'll be waiting for you.
Okay, good. Well, I gotta get back to work. It's going to get real busy tonight. I might not be able to text you tonight, but I'll get back in touch tomorrow.
Okay. Take it easy. Good luck. Hey, I know you just finished work and you might be tired, but I have a question. Did someone from property management try to contact you?
Property management? You mean from our apartment? No, I didn't get any calls or messages. What's going on? Why would they try to call me?
I got a call from them around noon today. Apparently our next-door neighbors have been filing noise complaints about us.
Noise complaints? From our apartment? I don't remember anything like that. There hasn't been any loud noises as far as I know. When were they filing the complaints?
According to them, they hear really loud noises coming from our apartments every weekend. They've been saying it's usually around really late at night.
What? Every weekend late at night? Are they being serious? I mean, you're at your parents' house, so it doesn't have anything to do with you. But I'm also visiting you every weekend, so I'm not at the apartment either. How could there be noises when nobody's there?
Right. And you always stay the night and then go home on the Monday morning, right? I don't know, it's kind of unsettling. You don't have any idea, do you?
No. Like I said, I'm not at the apartment on the weekend, so I don't have a clue. I don't even know if there's anything at the apartment that would make a loud noise like that in the first place.
Yeah. I'm kind of scared, to be honest. Do you think we should call the police? Just to be safe?
I don't think it's a police matter, though. Right?
Well, there's been reports of loud sounds coming from a supposedly empty apartment. Loud enough that warrant complaints. Don't you think that's strange? What if it's a burglar breaking into the apartment? I think it's probably best to have the police check it out, don't you?
I know our apartment is pretty old, but it still has good security, you know? There's no way anyone could break in. I always make sure to lock both the doors before I leave. You're worrying too much.
But don't you think it's still scary? It seems to just be on the weekends now. But if someone's been breaking into our apartment, what if you run into them one night?
There's no traces of anything being stolen or anything. Nothing's out of place, and I didn't even think anything was wrong until you said something. The noise complaints are definitely weird, but I don't think anyone's breaking into our apartment. The locks on the door are still in place, and there aren't any broken windows. If anything, it's probably those teenagers from the 5th floor fooling around the building at night or something.
I sure hope it's something like that. I really can't think of anything else. But if you said the doors were locked, I guess that does make sense.
Besides, what about the people next door who are making the complaints? What if they're just mistaken? Do you know who the neighbors are?
It was Mr. and Mrs. Nelson from room 203. They were apparently quite adamant about there being loud noises coming from our apartment. They didn't say what kind of noise it was, but they were pretty sure.
Oh, come on. Mr. and Mrs. Nelson could hear a pin drop and complain about it. They're both like 500 years old. I don't think it's anything to worry about. They're definitely mistaken.
You really think so? I mean, I suppose that could be possible, but I still don't know. Property management told me they were really angry when they filed the complaint.
I mean, there's nobody in our apartment, right? Logically, that means there couldn't be any noises coming from there. It could be from the apartment next to ours, and it just sounds like it's coming from ours. The walls aren't that thick, so... if that's the case, then nothing strange about it. Right?
I don't know. Don't you think that's a bit too unrealistic? They did sound pretty sure that it was coming from us.
Not really. There isn't really any other explanation for it. There's nobody in our apartment at that time. It's empty. Unless you want to say it was a ghost. It's not that much of a stretch to think that the sounds they thought were coming from our apartment were actually just from a different apartment. Or, like I said, it could just be those kids. They're always playing music and whatever, so they could have been near to our apartment or something. Who knows?
I'm not sure. I'm still kind of worried about it.
I'm sure that's what it is. I can't say I'm 100% positive, but I'm sure there's a good explanation for it. I know something like that makes a lot more sense than someone breaking into our apartment. If the locks in the windows don't show any signs of breaking and entering, then there's nothing to worry about. Unless you think some random thief has the key to our apartment. It's just not possible.
If you say so. Okay, I'm going to contact property management tomorrow. I'll let them know that nobody's supposed to be there at that time. And I'll say we don't know where the sounds could be coming from. They'll probably try to figure it out on their side too, so I'll let you know if they say anything.
Yeah, that would be great. Thanks. Well, look at the time. Is Malia already in bed? It's about time to put her to sleep.
Wow, you're right. I didn't even notice the time. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Sorry for making such a big deal about that.
Don't worry about it. Go get some rest. Good night.
Thanks. Good night. Stay safe.
Hey, Madeline. I was thinking about coming to visit this weekend again. But did you hear anything about the noises? If not, do you think it would be better if I stayed here and kept an eye on things? I know how worried you can get.
You don't have to come over this weekend.
I figured. You're really worried about those noises, aren't you? I'm telling you, it's not a thief or anything. Did property management tell you anything?
I actually know what the noises were from. That's why I'm telling you not to come over. I want to prevent the noises from starting again, so let's get divorced.
What did you just say at the end there? I don't know what kind of joke that is, but I probably don't need to mention that I don't find it funny at all.
That's fine, because I'm not joking. Why would I be joking about such a serious situation?
Okay. I'm going to assume that you're being serious. But why divorce? I don't understand. Can you at least explain that to me? And what do you mean by preventing the noises? I really don't know where all of this is coming from. Can you please explain before you try to divorce me?
Okay. I asked the people at property management to show me footage from the security cameras. I just couldn't sit still about this whole situation. So I had to ask them.
Really? That's what you were doing? I mean, I get it. I was a tiny bit worried too, so that seems like the smart thing to do. But what does that have to do with me? Why does that make you want to divorce me? I still don't understand.
The cameras caught something suspicious. Or should I say, someone. The cameras caught you with your arm around some other woman I don't know, and you were going into the apartment. Do you understand now? I was quite shocked to learn that you were cheating on me this whole time, Mason.
Huh? No, that's not true. I wasn't cheating on you. You're misunderstanding things, Madeline.
Fine. Care to explain who that woman was? Explain to me so I can understand. I'm listening.
She's an old friend from high school. She just moved out of our hometown and I ran into her at the mall the other day. We've just been catching up. You and Malia aren't here right now, so whenever I go home, I'm bored and lonely. I figured it would be nice to have her come over for drinks every now and then.
High school friend, huh? Then why was your arm around her? Do you usually walk with your arm around your friends? I've never seen you do that before, and I've seen you with a lot of your other female friends. And don't you think it's a bit weird to take a woman home when your wife isn't there? Regularly? It's almost like you're trying to keep something secret from me.
Well, we'd go get a drink at the bar or something, and then we'd get really into it, and then I'd take her back to the apartment so we could drink some more. That's normal, isn't it? Then we chill until we sober up, and then I walk her to the train station.
Okay, but what about putting your arm around her? The way it looked in the footage didn't look very friendly at all. She had her arm around you, too.
I don't remember it clearly, but I'm pretty sure she was so drunk that she wasn't walking straight. I was just giving her support so she wouldn't be stumbling all over the place. Besides, friends put their arms around each other literally all the time. I can see how you could think it was a bad move, but I didn't think anything of it at the time.
I see. You're still trying to play innocent, are you? You really think you can get out of this one, huh?
I'm not playing innocent. I'm telling the truth. I do admit that I'm at fault for doing something that would cause you to think that way. I know it looks bad, but can't you just try and believe me? What about the noise complaints, though? What was the truth behind that? You still haven't told me what that's all about.
Ah, right. That. It turns out that friend of yours was the cause of the noise.
What? What do you mean by that?
Every weekend when you're not there, she apparently calls all her friends over to our apartment and has parties. She's been using our spare key to go inside. The cameras show at least 15 people entering our apartment, and there's even footage of pizza being delivered. Apparently, they would play music straight up until 3 in the morning. But what I find interesting is that your friend is someone you would give the spare key to our apartment to. Care to explain that?
What the hell? That can't be true. She's not that kind of person.
You're defending her, but you sound surprised too. I take it you didn't know about this? It looks like you didn't choose your side chicks carefully, huh?
No, wait. You got it all wrong. I seriously don't know anything about this. And she's not my side chick. She's just my friend from high school.
Not backing down, are you? The security camera got it all on tape. I don't have the footage with me right now, but it's there, clear as day. It also shows footage of that friend coming home from work to our apartment. Almost every day. She must be a really close friend. I know I'm not there right now, but you could be a little bit more careful than that. I can't believe you're practically living with another woman in our apartment while I'm not there. Did you think I wouldn't find out? Did you really think you could get away with something as insane as this? I thought I could trust you. Hello? What, have you given up on giving me lame excuses now? You can't think of any more lies? So you're okay with divorce, right? I'm going to go ahead and say yes, you are. Okay then. I'm coming back to the apartment this weekend, so I hope you'll get everything ready for the divorce. I'm bringing the divorce papers with me. Bye. I'm almost there. I'd say about 15 minutes. Did you get everything ready for the divorce?
Nope.
Why not? I'm pretty sure I told you to make sure you have everything ready.
I just don't think getting a divorce is the right way to go about this. That's why I want to actually see you in person and talk about this.
You think you're in the position to say something like that? If you don't agree with the divorce on your own terms, I can take it to court and have the judge decide for you.
I admit, I was wrong for this. I was stupid and didn't think about what I was doing. I'm not even going to try and deny it anymore. I'm truly sorry.
So, you admit it. You were cheating on me? If you understand how bad you messed things up, just divorce me already. It doesn't make sense that we stay together, because it will never be the same. I left Malia up at your parents' house so I could come here. I want to get this over with so I can take my baby home.
Have you thought about how this is going to affect Malia? I don't think we should get divorced because of her. She's only a couple months old, and it's going to be very expensive to take care of her. If we get a divorce now, there's no doubt that you and Malia are going to have it rough in the future.
Okay. And?
Of course, I don't think that the things that I've done are forgivable, but that's why I want to try my hardest to make it up to you. Can you just give me one last chance? I know what I did was terrible, and I'll do anything to make it better.
You want me to come back to the same apartment where some random lady I'd never seen before was sleeping in my bed? How could you be so insensitive?
If you want to move, I get it. We can move to a new apartment. We can get a new bed, whatever you want. You and Malia are the only important things in my life. That's the honest truth. I swear to God. Nothing is more important to me than you two.
If you want to swear to God, then I'm sure you can tell me the reason why you did it in the first place. Malia and I are important to you, right? Then why did you do that?
Well, you went back to your parents' house way before you gave birth. If you count the days, it's been more than 2 months since you've been there now. I was getting so lonely. You know how I am. Being by myself for long periods of time drives me crazy. Then I ran into her at the mall and I couldn't control myself. I'm sorry.
It took you 2 months to sleep with her and give her the spare keys and practically live with her? I bet you were cheating on me with her way before I gave birth. Do you think I can believe anything you say?
No, that's not true. I wasn't cheating for that long. It was a really short period of time. I never did anything like that while you were still pregnant.
Look, do you think I'd say all of this without having any proof? I went and got the full backstory before I even brought divorce up to you.
Backstory? What are you talking about?
I've been going back to the apartment during the times you'd be at work. I needed to gather up some proof to prove that I'm right and you're wrong.
You went inside the apartment? When?
Yeah. I found all sorts of things. A woman's underwear, a toothbrush, shampoo, tampons in the bathroom cupboard. It felt like she's been living there full time. It's pretty hard to believe that it was just a short amount of time. It sure didn't look that way. You called that girl over the second I left the house to go back to my parents, didn't you?
I don't know how you can say something like that. How can you prove something like that? That's probably just what you want to believe, isn't that right? I also don't think you can prove that you and Malia aren't the most important things in my life with something like that.
Just the fact that you're cheating on me in the first place. I wouldn't think you considered me the most important thing in your life, but that's just me. If you really did think we were important to you, why would you even cheat in the first place? That's what I don't get.
Didn't I already apologize for that? I know what I did was wrong, but it was just because I hate being alone. I never had any feelings for her. Being alone just made me really anxious. Talking to you about it made me realize that again. I really care about you guys more than anything. That's why I want to start over. I don't want a divorce.
I see. Well, whatever. Doesn't matter to me.
What do you mean, whatever? You're doubting me, so what am I supposed to do? I'm being as transparent as I can, and I'm trying to tell you how much I care about you. I'm really trying here. I'd appreciate it if you didn't take my feelings for granted. I never mentioned it until now, but the anxiety thing is actually pretty serious.
Okay, but what's going to come of talking over text like this? I still don't know if you really think Malia and I are the most important people in your life, or if you're just trying to get me to stay with you.
Stop saying things like that! I don't care about anything other than you two. You're all I have. Why don't you believe me? I might have been living with her, but there wasn't a moment where I didn't think about you and Malia. You have to believe me when I say I never had any feelings for her.
You can stop with the theatrics now. I'm going to ask someone who I can get real answers from.
Huh? What do you mean? Who?
You're a side chick, obviously. You've been living with her for the past 2 months, so it wasn't really that hard to get a hold of her. I think we'd be able to reach a conclusion faster this way.
What? How do you expect to reach her so you can talk to her? You don't have her number, do you? I'm not going to call her for you either.
I do know her number, actually, so you don't have to worry about that. I found her driver's license, you see. All I had to do was look up her name, and I found her on Facebook immediately. I messaged her and asked her to attend our little meeting today.
Wait, no! I'll talk to her, so you don't have to bother with that. She's probably busy anyway. I don't want her to go out of her way for something like this.
I already asked her to come, so it's too late for that. She's definitely going to be there. I also already made a promise to her when I messaged her.
A promise? What did you promise her? What did you say to her?
I told her that if she tells the entire truth about what happened, then I won't tell the police that it was her that was causing the noise issue here. So then she promised to tell me every last thing that happened. No details spared. I think that's pretty fair, don't you?
Why would you go and do something like that? Don't you trust me? You never had to go and do all of that because I was planning to tell you everything in the first place. Bringing her into this is just going to be a waste of time. Tell her she doesn't have to come anymore.
If you think it's a waste of time, that just makes me suspect you more. I'm not going to tell her that. I want to hear what she has to say. If you are going to tell me the whole truth, then there shouldn't be a problem with whatever she has to say either. If Malia and I are the most important people in your life, this is the least you can do, right? So we had a little chat with the girl who Mason was seeing, and all of his lies were brought to light. He started cheating on me a little after I got pregnant, so it was for about a year in total. He was saying terrible things about Malia and things like how raising children is a pain, and how he never saw me as anything more than the woman who gave birth to his child. She showed me all of her chat history where he said those things, so I took pictures of them just in case it comes in handy. Mason was actually telling the truth about 2 things, though. His anxiety, and the fact that he never had feelings for the woman. It turns out that he does indeed suffer from intense separation anxiety disorder, and experiences panic attacks if he's left by himself for too long. I looked into it and learned that it's usually triggered by separation from loved ones. I thought to myself, if he never loved me, Malia, or this girl he cheated on me with, then who triggered the anxiety? He told us about a woman who he dated before he met me. It turns out that she was his true love, but she broke up with him because she thought he was cheating on her with me. He started dating me and eventually we got married, and apparently he was able to cope with the loss of his true love, thanks to me. I guess he didn't find what he was looking for in me, so he started dating this chick. But after all of that came to light, Mason and I divorced. That girl told the entire truth like she promised, so I didn't report her to the police, as promised. Instead, I made Mason pay me a hefty sum for child support. Custody of Malia went to me, of course. After his parents heard about this affair, they were livid. They also cut him off, so he was left with absolutely nothing. I think it's a fitting end for the man who betrayed the trust of two women who genuinely thought they meant something to him. If I were being honest, though, I do feel bad for his whole anxiety situation. But I'm sure he'll find a new woman in no time. As for me, I went back to live with my parents, as I was doing before. My work transferred me to an office closer to my parents' house, so that's good too. I'm working together with my parents to raise Malia in the best way we can, and they've been a huge help. I'll just have to take care of my daughter and do my best at it. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. See you in the next one!